Hello and welcome to Overdrive. We are here with the new Mercedes-Benz GLC, the 2023 model that replaces the very popular GLC in the Indian market. Now, as you remember, the outgoing GLC actually went out last year, and since then a lot of customers have been waiting for this model. This is not a facelift, this is not an update, this is an all-new car, just the way we saw an all-new C-Class very recently. This one is an all-new GLC. The car that you see here is the GLC 300. It is running a petrol engine, a 2-liter petrol engine capable of 255 PS of power. In fact, the car is running right now. In terms of the design, let's first talk about the design. It is a bigger car than the outgoing GLC. If you know the outgoing GLC very well, the moment you look at this car, you will know that this is a bigger car. Plus the measurements, the spec sheet will tell you that this is a larger car. It also sits on a longer wheelbase. It is slightly shorter in the height, but this is unmistakably a GLC. Now, in terms of the design, you've probably seen it on the internet already, but let me again reiterate, the headlights, they join the grille in this new design. On the previous GLC, you remember there was a bit of a gap between the grille and the headlight itself. Now this is not the AMG line, so you don't see the grille that is studded with the little stars, nor do you see the sporty elements in the bumper. So there'll be an AMG line as well. This one gets the single slat grille, and you see the 3-pot LED headlights right here, and that is what the LED signature, the DRL signature looks like, that big slat on top. You also see the chrome lining in the bumpers. You see the 19-inch wheels here. Let me know what you think about the design. It's a different design, it's a new design, something that we haven't seen on Mercedes-Benz cars lately, at least I haven't. And if you've seen this already on some Mercedes-Benz cars, do let me know which ones they are. And I'm talking about India, the Indian market. So these are 19-inch rims. They are shod with 235/55 section tires. Moving to the back, like I said, this is the GLC 300. You can see the badging right there. On the other end, you will see the 4MATIC badging, which highlights the fact that while this is predominantly a rear-wheel driven car, this also gets the 4MATIC all-wheel drive tech, which means that if there is slip, if there is need for better traction, the front wheels are also going to get a bit of the power and torque. Now, in terms of the tail lights, the tail lights are slimmer, of course, than the outgoing GLC. The tail light design signature is also different. We saw the squared off detailing or the squarish detailing on the outgoing GLC. This one gets a slightly different detailing. Now, we've seen images and videos of the higher end models of the new GLC where the LED DRL signature in the front also has a similar detailing. This one that we have here right now, the GLC 300, that doesn't. Now, if you move to the lower part of the tailgate, the car continues to get 4 exhaust tips. The real exhaust tip is right underneath. You can see it right there. And it gets a powered tailgate as well. Another design highlight is this black applique that you see here. And this is the boot. Please don't mind the stuff in there right now. The cars are being cleaned and prepared for tomorrow's drive and tonight's unveiling. But the boot volume has also gone up. The space saver wheel goes underneath the floor, so it's not going to be plonked on top of the floor, so that shouldn't rob into too much of the boot volume. To drop the seats, you also get electronic buttons, so just pulling that is going to drop that seat. But also pay attention to the front, the driver's seat. You can see that the driver's seat also moves in front so that it can accommodate the rear seat when it's folding down, so that it doesn't bang against that seat. Of course, the seat can't be electronically retracted. For that, you'll have to go to the front and manually do it. The tailgate is powered, of course. There you go. Now let's talk about the rear seat first. So that's the rear seat. Now, I don't have any figures with me, but because of the longer wheelbase, because of the bigger bodywork, there is going to be more space at the back. It will hopefully be more comfortable as well, and we'll confirm that in our review once we do. Now, these seats get ISOFIX style seat mounts, so all you need to do is just press this and it reveals the plug where you can put in your child seats. You get 2 AC vents at the back, 2 USB-C ports at the back, These seats are going to give you airline kind of storage options, and then you get more storage options there in the door. You get this floating type panel for the window controls. You get the two Burmester speakers, and then you get a black and satin finished door handle, door lock. And behind that panel is some ambient lighting. There's some ambient lighting in that floating panel as well. So you get ambient lighting at the back too. And here you can see the window blind. It's a manual window blind that you can pull up, and on top you will see the panoramic sunroof, and the controls for that are right at the front, and they are the swipe type that we've seen on some of the other Mercedes-Benz cars. Now let's move into the front quickly and take a look at what the front end design looks like. This is the standard 3-spoke wheel, and these are the standard controls that you get here. I'm guessing the AMG line is going to have the 2-spoke design, which is going to come from some of the higher end Mercs. We've in fact also seen it on the C-Class, if I'm not wrong, on the C-Class AMG line. So the controls are going to be similar, just the design is going to be different. You get this fully digital instrumentation as well, and then you have this big infotainment, the dashboard design. All of that is coming from the C-Class again. So you get the squared off wheel arches right here. You get the screen. We've seen this new screen and the new software from Mercedes-Benz and some of the other cars as well, where the Strat Nav takes the center stage, and then you can go into different menus. Now I'm not logged in as a proper user. I'm in the guest account right now. The pin is not known to me so far. They'll let us know once we take it out for review. So I can't show you all the functions here. Clicking home is essentially just giving me all the basics right here, and then I can look for filling stations or the previous destinations that were set by these people, or maybe look for parking spaces, etc. So I'm only getting some basics here, but you can see the fingerprint reader. You can save up to 7 profiles in this, and it will save infotainment settings, steering wheel position, seating position, etc. For up to 7 users. So that's another new feature that you get with this new infotainment. Going into car will essentially give me a few other options. You have the car wash mode. We saw that on the GLS for the first time. So essentially engaging that will quickly roll up all the windows, make sure that the sunroof is shut, the automatic wipers are turned off, etc., so that your car can go into a car wash without really having any kind of problems. Then you have manual shifting. Engaging that is essentially going to let you take complete manual control of the gearbox using the paddle shifters, and it will stay in your desired gear for longer. It will also let you redline, etc. You have the hill descent control as well. You have the Parktronic, you have the active lane keep assist. You are going to get a few of these level 2 ADAS features with this car, like we've seen on some of the other Mercedes-Benz cars. In terms of the dashboard design, you get the forward with the fine metal ribs. It's a design that we've seen on the Maybachs as well, so that also now filters down into this the GLC. You get the Burmester speakers there as well. There's one there, there's one on top. In fact, let me show it to you here. Burmester speakers right here. You get that floating panel again. Of course, it's connected to the door, but it creates the effect of that floating panel. Typical Mercedes-Benz, you get the seat controls on the door. This is the door handle again, lock, unlock, etc. And that is where you get some storage space and the boot opening switch as well. These are the switch gears for the headlight and the electronic parking brake. And that is the engine start stop. Now, as far as the key design goes, again similar to what we've seen on a lot of other Mercedes-Benz cars. In terms of the storage, here in the tunnel console, you get quite a deep storage space. This removable panel right here, 2 USB-C ports here, 2 USB-C ports here as well, and a wireless charging pad. So looks like they have a lot of charging options right here. This is your glove compartment, a deep glove compartment there, and then you have a similar door panel here as well, again with the backlighting, with the ambient lighting. So the blue ambient lighting is selected right now. Of course, these are dynamic lights. For example, the AC vents, you can see the blue lighting right there. Now, if I were to increase the temperature, that's going to go red because it's just blowing some hot air through that. So it sort of signifies that with the color change. I can't change anything else right now in the car because, like I said, I'm not in a proper user mode. I'm in the guest mode for the infotainment, but we've talked about this infotainment in detail when I did the walk around of the C-Class. So if you're interested in that, definitely do check it out. The functionality is going to be more or less similar. Like I was saying, there is the swipe control for closing or opening the sunroof. I just swipe there and you can see that the liner is now closing. You also get the SOS, the Mercedes Me, the call center, etc. switches right here. The lighting switches are all here. There's some ambient lighting over there as well. Now this particular cabin is a black and beige layout with these black forward inserts. I'm guessing there are going to be other options as well for the diesel, for the AMG line, etc, etc. So we'll talk about them in our review. I am going to be driving this car quite a bit. In fact, we are going for an off-road drive tomorrow as well, a long drive on the highway, some winding roads. So it's going to be one full day of driving this car. It's not going to be a very short touch and go kind of a drive. So if you have any questions about the new GLC, you know what to do. Just put them in the comments below, and we are going to try and answer them as soon as possible. And in fact, we are going to have all of that in our review as well. The launch for this car is slated for 9th of August 2023, and the review goes up just before that on the 8th of August. So definitely stay tuned to Overdrive for the review. And like I said, any feedback about the car, any questions about the car, or anything that you want us to answer in our review, drop them in the comments right away, and we will try and answer them as soon as we can. So until the next one, please take care and drive safe. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, right now would be a good time to hit that subscribe button. And if you've liked the content that we've created here, please give us a like. The YouTube algorithm will appreciate it, and so will we. Thank you and take care.